Happy Monday. Thanks for streaming live on WCNC Plus at 7:30. I'm Lisa Washington.
And I'm Ben Thompson. As temperatures soar this week, it's important to know the warning signs of heat-related illnesses. In fact, it could even end up saving a life.
WCNC Charlotte's Destiny Richards is live this morning. And Destiny, heat stroke and heat exhaustion are two very different things.
Yeah, but they're both definitely caused by staying out in the heat too long and not getting enough hydration. That's what can really trigger these heat illnesses. And it's important to know when those symptoms are starting and when it turns serious. Now, if you look at your screen, this is a graphic that shows the difference between heat stroke and heat exhaustion. Heat exhaustion happens when you start to feel faint or dizzy, your skin is clammy, and you may start to feel nauseous. That should be your first sign to get out of the sun and drink water as soon as possible. With heat exhaustion, your body will sweat excessively as it tries to cool itself off. Heat stroke is different and much more serious. With heat stroke, you may not be sweaty at all, and you'll feel overheated instead of cool and clammy. There will be the same feelings of nausea and vomiting, and you could pass out. Heat stroke is considered a serious emergency, and doctors urge you to call 911 or seek medical attention immediately.
If you're feeling a little bit fatigued or just slightly overheated, I think you can try the cooling methods first, trying to stay hydrated, getting to a cool environment, an air-conditioned environment if you have access to that. But if you're feeling those more severe symptoms or even moderate symptoms, I'd recommend being seen urgently or emergently by a medical provider.
And Dr. McCullen says to prevent heat illness, really all you have to do is make sure you're drinking enough water throughout the day. It also helps to stay out of the sun during those peak times of the day, so probably around 11 o'clock to 4 p.m. in the afternoon when the sun is at its highest peak. And then if you do have to be outside, just make sure that, again, you're drinking enough water. Bring water with you wherever you go. Wear loose, light-fitting clothing, and then bring an ice pack or a cool, damp cloth to stay cool throughout the day. Ben, Lisa.
Yeah, and Destiny, there are certain groups of people who tend to be more at risk for heat-related illnesses during this kind of extreme heat.
Yeah, we always during this time say make sure you check on children, check on your elderly neighbors. This is the reason why. It's because they're more susceptible to heat illnesses. So also not just children and older adults, but also people with medical conditions as well. We were told from Dr. McCullen that people who have asthma and COPD, that can actually be triggered by the heat and extreme heat outside. So all things to be aware of. And also for folks who work in outdoor conditions, people who are construction workers, landscapers. Even if you take your children out to the splash pad just to have fun in the heat, it's just very important to make sure you take frequent breaks, get out into the shade, and then just drink enough water throughout the day. If not 3 to 4 bottles a day, it can be hard to keep track of how much water you're drinking. Just make sure you're consistently sipping.
All right, Destiny Richards live for us there in Charlotte with some good tips. Destiny, thank you. Appreciate it.